What's up guys, Nolan here, and we had an absolutely massive week this week when it comes to Escape from Tarkov news. We finally had an exclusive Q&A with Nikita, the lead dev of Escape from Tarkov. Nikita also sat down with Pestily and the team over on Pestyly's Twitch channel, and we got a bunch of leaks into the factory expansion as well as the closest upcoming new features. I've already made videos with all of this breaking news, but today I'm going to squish everything that we've had over the past week and merge it into everything else that we already know to turn it all into one easy to digest video for you guys to understand the current plans for Escape from Tarkov. But before we get into all of that, I wanted to tell you guys about this new trick that I figured out that is guaranteed to get you into a raid much quicker than usual. However, I am not talking about a Tarkov raid, I'm talking about Raid Shadow Legends. Make those Tarkov raid matching times fly by with some dungeon runs or PvP arena matches. With hundreds of artifacts to equip on over 500 champions, all with their own unique skills, you can build your squad, develop your tactics, and raid your way while you wait for your raid. Personally, I like the unique setups and diverse tactics that you can roll against hordes of enemies in all shapes and sizes. It makes you think before you even get into the fight, which I can always appreciate. These heroes come from loads of factions inspired by major cultures from both realistic as well as fantasy universes. You can actually have samurais fighting alongside lizardmen, Vikings, and crazy wizards. It's nuts. This month, Raid's releasing an insane amount of new content and new things to do. First up, they're releasing 11 amazing new champions, and I can't wait to see what they can do. They are also releasing almost 200 brand new missions to complete, with an exclusive legendary champion as your reward if you manage to finish them all. And if that's not enough, they're also adding 5 tough new levels to almost every single dungeon in game. That is an incredible amount to add in just 1 month. As always, Raid's getting bigger and better every single month, and it's never been easier to get started. So, other than those Escape from Tarkov queue times, what are you waiting for? You can use my links below to instantly summon powerful champions as soon as you get in the game. It's that easy. When you do join, look out for my clan, the Nice Guys, and we can team up to take out some dragons sometime. But again, do remember to use my links in the description, also in the pinned comment at the top of the comment section. Thanks again to Raid for sponsoring this video and helping me keep doing what I do on the channel. Now, first things first, the wipe. Some of you either weren't here or don't remember the last wipe and what Nikita was saying about it before it happened. Before the last wipe, anytime Nikita or anyone at BSG was asked about it, they said, don't worry, and even said things like, I assure you guys, there will not be a wipe this next patch, so stop worrying about it. Then the day before the patch, he said he apologizes, but he was lying. Surprise, there is going to be a wipe. So for the month leading up to that patch, Nikita was straight up lying, saying there was no wipe, and then surprise, there was one. Well, this time he is saying there are no plans to wipe, which is obviously extremely vague and can easily turn into at any moment a wipe. So if you're asking me, I would say if anything, I'm even more confident that patch 12.11 will be a wipe because it just makes sense. We will get into the details here in a minute as to why, including why it no longer makes sense to be the Lighthouse release, which was the only other possibility, at least in my mind. So again, there is no confirmed wipe, but if you really need to know, I think there is a significant chance 12.11 will be a wipe. For a date, we don't have specifics, but Nikita's current estimate with patch 12.11 is early June, so it sounds like we still have a few more weeks until that patch and the potential wipe along with it. Now, what is going to be in that patch 12.11? Well, it's actually going to be quite a bit. First and foremost, we have Scav Karma. If you behave as a Scav and don't kill other Scavs as a Scav player yourself, you will earn good karma. If you misbehave as a Scav, you will earn bad karma. Your karma will be represented in a reputation with the traitor fence. So far, what we know is that the better your karma is, the better chance you will have to get better gear to start with as a Scav. We also heard from Nikita that the reputation level 2 with fence for a karma will allow you to buy your uninsured lost gear from your PMC with him. So if you behave as a Scav, you will be able to get lost gear back the same as insured gear, just not actually insured gear. And I'm pretty certain the fence will put a big price on that, but we'll have to see. There's apparently going to be some kind of in-raid task system for Scavs, which will include protecting Scav bosses and leaving the raid with a friendly PMC through a Scav exit, but those haven't been fleshed out by BSG yet or explained very properly. Apparently, bad karma can bring a tagged and cursed mark on you on spawn for your Scavs as well, on top of causing extra weapon malfunctions, but those haven't been fleshed out either. Past that, we don't know anything else. Now, before we leave the subject of Scav karma, I want to leave you guys with this question. How are we not going to waste time properly testing Scav karma if there is no wipe? I know plenty of people have lots of fun playing their Scavs, but this point of a wipe cycle is not when people use usually play their scavs. It's at the beginning of a wipe. So again, I'll leave you with this question. How are we not going to waste time properly testing scav karma for the entirety of the community and the player base of Escape from Tarkov if there isn't a fresh wipe? That's all I'll say. Also, with 12.11, we have the factory expansion and graphical overhaul. So far, we've seen a large new room added to factory, and there will also be at least one large underground room as well. The layout will approximately look like this. This isn't confirmed to be all that was added, so we will need to jump in on the day of to actually properly explore it. The entrance to labs from factory will be included in this expansion. However, it will not be functional just yet. We are going to hear more about that later, along with streets, according to Nikita. There will be an extra PMC spawn, as well as at least one extra extract as well. Nikita confirmed that there will not be a normal time rotation with factory just yet either. There will still be those static 1500 and 0300 times for day and night factory with no in between just yet. The factory expansion also brings Kavalda, the newest scav boss to Escape from Tarkov, which will have a sledgehammer, and Nikita confirmed, no, we will not be able to pick up that sledgehammer, unfortunately. He also confirmed that Kavalda will have a Saiga shotgun with a drum mag. Funny side note here that apparently they tested him with a full auto version of the Saiga with the drum mag, but then decided that it was actually too powerful even for Escape from Tarkov, so they removed it. And if they think that's too powerful, it must have been fornicating terrifying. As to new guns, we have the Mark 47 Mutant, which is a hybrid AKM M4 platform chambered in 7.62x39 and uses AK mags. There's also the MP155 Smart Shotgun with that little thermal camera, and the two most common versions of the Scar rifle, the H in 7.62x51 and the L in 5.56, all again planned for 12.11. I couldn't find any specific new references to new weapons along with those, but I wouldn't be surprised if one or two more sneak in there somewhere. Along with the guns is an optic rework in 12.11 to make all optics, not just scopes, look much better while increase your frame rate while you use them. Generally just a nice improvement to optics overall, which is going to be nice to have. The Unity 19 upgrade has been unfortunately delayed even further and will not be coming with patch 12.11. VoIP will not be coming with patch 12.11, unfortunately, with the scav karma. However, according to Nikita, apparently scavs will be getting a voice emote wheel like PMCs to be able to communicate easier. I just really hope there's some broken English involved with that because I don't speak Russian. We'll have to wait and see. Inertia will not be coming with 12.11 either, although it has been increased in terms of priority along with the offline co-op servers, so BSG are putting more thought into getting those in-game quicker compared to when they initially planned to have those in the game, and that is due to the community feedback and the community want for those features. Nikita is looking to possibly start some unique events in games, such as a labs free weekend where you will not need a keycard to get into labs, also events where bosses spawn more often and alike. These are exactly like the pre-wipe events that we would have before a wipe, they're just not pre-wipe events. Although Nikita was thinking about possibly having that first free labs weekend in a couple weeks, and that would line up with the possibility of a new patch there, so stay on your toes for that one if it does end up happening in a couple weeks. Of course, stay tuned here for any new info regarding extra new stuff like that. That was everything for 12.11 as of right now, but there's a lot more than that from this week, so we're going to get to that, and we can expect a Tarkov TV cast from BSG before the actual release of 12.11, where we will hear even more info and news about the upcoming patch. If you guys want specifics on that, I would have to guess it would come next week after Rivals, as they will want to keep the publicity going that they will get from the Drops event and the Rivals event on Twitch. So patch 12.12, aka the patch after next, is apparently the Lighthouse patch, as well as potentially the VoIP, Player Inertia, Unity 19, and the Underbarrel Grenade Launcher patch. That might sound like a lot better content than what's coming with 12.11, and in turn making it sound like it makes more sense to be a wipe than 12.11, and if that was all actually going to happen in the right time frame, I would agree with you. However, both in my Q&A with him and with Pestily, Nikita said that the Lighthouse location was in the gray box phase right now. For those who don't know, the gray box phase of a location is one of the very first things that you do to develop a map. If they are actually in the gray box phase, and that's not some kind of translation error or something, which I really don't think it is because he said it the same way in two different different occasions, and they are sticking to a normal development process with Lighthouse. I have absolutely no idea how they will get that location done in the next couple months, unless it's about the same size as Factory and they are using nothing but finished prefab objects taken from other locations and repurposed there. Except if they were doing that, I don't think they would do something like a gray box phase. I feel like they would just be placing the prefabs, so there might be something funky going on there. We're just not sure. And even with all of that, I just don't see that happening in the next couple months. And the reason why the next couple months matters in terms of a wipe is because we still have Streets to worry about. BSG wants to wipe with Streets of Tarkov, and that is still planned for patch 13 before the end of this year. Unless BSG are okay with one wipe for the entire year of 2021, aka another 5 to 7 months of this current wipe and this current economy, it just makes sense to wipe in June, maybe July at the absolute latest, but that still makes 12.11 the prime candidate. So 12.12 might be the first content patch of a new wipe if we do wipe with 12.11, and with it could be the Lighthouse location, VoIP, player inertia, Unity 19, and all of the rest of the planned grenade launchers, including underbarrel grenade launchers. Nikita said with Pestily that all of the grenade launchers are actually done. They're just waiting to be added to the game. Personally, I think it would be a bit too much of a culture shock to add the multi-round launchers, because grenade launchers just alone are a bit OP as it is in the current game, and that's without a rifle or something attached to it. It's just the grenade launcher with one round. But knowing Battlestate Games and Escape from Tarkov in general, we very well might see both at the same time. We'll have to wait and see. For those worried about this, Nikita responded to that worry with an outlook about how it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter how strong you are or how long you've been training for. If you are in a modern, active conflict zone or war zone such as Tarkov would be, you can easily step on a landmine or just be in the wrong place at the wrong time just as much as any other person. That's why grenade launchers, high explosives, and mines are coming to Escape from Tarkov, because they just belong there. So pucker up, guys, for that. To be clear here, we do not have confirmation about the rocket launchers like the RPG, SPG, and AT4 or alike, or the high explosives and the mines just yet, but past that, they are coming to the game eventually. Now for patch 12.13 and up until patch 13, there's very little to go off of. I'll list some features that have been discussed recently as things that might pop up in those patches. There's the co-op offline servers, DLSS, revolvers, light machine guns, weapon overheating, working bipods and weapon resting, advanced ballistics and penetration giggity, those special weekend events, the lore quests, daily, weekly, timed quests, PMC karma, new armor hitboxes, but not including the custom rigs, just the armor hitboxes, maybe the plate system, the Lighthouse location, since I actually doubt it will be in the 12.12 patch, in-raid traders, since I think it's still the plan to potentially have one at Lighthouse, new scav boss with Lighthouse, potentially another sniper scav boss like Sturman on Woods, new NPC factions like the UN, Russian regulars, and Russian special forces. All of this could pop up, and anything mentioned to come with 12.11 or 12.12 could of course be delayed even further, because this is Tarkov and we live in a constant state of soon TM. Now, last but not least, patch 13, aka the Streets patch. Nikita swears that we will see at least parts of Streets this year at some point. What that means is they may break it up and then release it in parts like what we've had with every other map. For an idea of what that would look like, we have some old work in progress shots that look over these large sections of the map. If I had to guess, these would be what those broken up portions would look like, the only question being how much of them would we get. These were also the parts that lined up with the two teases that we've had so far. On top of that, Nikita said that we will be getting a new Streets tease soon. For anyone living under a rock, the Streets location is the biggest and most ambitious location in Escape from Tarkov, and is potentially the biggest and most ambitious urban environment in a video game history for a game like Escape from Tarkov. And here's something from Nikita from my Q&A with him. Quote, "It's a huge undertaking and it already contains a lot of challenges. For example, how to properly optimize it and how to make it able to run with 40 players in the location at the same time, not just PMC players. There will be even more scavs on this location. We also need to properly optimize it in a graphical way so the frames per second is acceptable, and of course, the networking works also well. Streets of Tarkov will contain unique extracts and unique gameplay features unique and special to this location, So in a way, it's like a new gaming experience. The idea is just to implement this location with all of the features and stuff and bosses to feel like it's something new in Escape from Tarkov, end quote. There's a few other major features like the custom rigs and light machine guns that are supposed to come with Streets as well. However, Nikita mentioned the rigs may end up taking longer. The LMGs, however, like the SAW and the RPD, should be in for at least Streets because the first Scav boss there should be equipped with an RPD, so I'm hyped to say the least. To cover any outstanding thoughts and concerns that you guys might have, make sure that you check out my specific video on the Nikita Q&A, as you don't need to take my word for it. Look at what Nikita has said on these subjects. If you're worried about the plausibility of these goals being achievable, I want to keep in mind that it is more than just BSG whose name is on the line now. Unity, the game engine they are using for Escape from Tarkov, is known as a mobile game engine essentially. Sure, they're used in more games, but there's a hell of a lot of mobile games that use Unity. There's also a joke that goes around saying that Unity is basically a good engine to make bad games on. They will and are doing everything they possibly can to help BSG achieve their goals with Escape from Tarkov on their engine. I guarantee there's at least one team at Unity specifically dedicated to helping BSG, as this is easily the most ambitious game on their engine, so they want it to succeed as much as BSG, if not more actually, because BSG can move on to another engine, whereas Unity, that's their engine. Not that BSG would move on to another engine for Escape from Tarkov, but they have other games coming in the future, which they could use other engines for those other games if they wanted to. Next would also be Nvidia. Streets is potentially the most ambitious urban environment in the most ambitious and graphically demanding first-person shooter game in the history of first-person shooter games, if everything goes according to plan. So if Nvidia can help get Streets to run well using their graphics cards, that's a massive win for them and something that they can flaunt to the world. So in conclusion, I am obviously one of the most positive voices on Escape from Tarkov that you'll find on the internet, but I am more excited than ever to see what's in store for the coming months and years for Escape from Tarkov. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You can also come by my morning streams every morning from 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern United States time here on the channel. But that was everything covered this past week for Escape from Tarkov news. For the latest Escape from Tarkov news or content, you can check out these playlists here. If you like this video, then you know the drill. Please subscribe. I really appreciate the people who do. If you like more games than just Tarkov, check out my second channel. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a nice day. See you guys.